All right, give me a second, guys. There we go. All right. So before we get around to watching this video that I want to show to you guys, because I think this video definitely breaks down the 10 things that people get wrong about Canadians and about Canada in general. But it also kind of explains more about some of the elements that you guys fucking ridicule me for, like the whole bags of milk and shit and fucking all that crazy dumb shit. Yo, what's going on there, Shirai? What's up there, Garuda Legends? What do you mean, fuck no, Garuda? Get the fuck out of my chat, you homo. Nah, I'm just playing. All right, let me pop the chat out. Oh, also, that reminds me. I gotta make the video. Yeah, I gotta make that 240, because last time when I didn't do that, fucking my video got all fucked up during the midstream. The maple syrup way. Yo, bro. And you know what's funny? Because the reason why I want to show this video, that's actually something that was never even brought up. Never brought up, man. Nah, but this video here, I mean, I've seen my fair share of, like, fucking videos, like, talking about, like, things that, other people are not too sure about our country and shit. This video actually breaks it down pretty fucking well, man. Like, it also explains why we say A so much. And the whole bags of milk and shit. It's hilarious. So, yeah. Let me take my headphones off here, because I don't need them on right now. Let me grab this shit. Let me turn the volume up. And let's get this fucking road started.
Hello, I'm Simon Whistler. You're watching Top 10's Net, and in the video today we're looking at the top 10 things about Canada that the rest of the world finds weird. Okay.
Let me know if the video runs fine, or if the video fucks up, or whatever the case may be. Overdone, you're a fucking faggot. Did you hear that? Oops, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Go fuck yourself, Overdone. Nobody gives a fuck about trials of cold fucking blameness. Anyways, I meant to say blandness, but whatever. Fuck y'all. But anyways, here you go. Let me know, just make sure, like, fucking everything, like, you guys can hear it fine, and if the video fucks up, or, like, the stream goes really, really slow, just let me know.
Canada, it's the second biggest country by landmass, and it's a diverse land with mountains, plains, and the most freshwater lakes in the world. This year it marks the 150th birthday of the...
Oh, is it loud? Is it loud? Oh, my bad. Let me turn it down a bit. Why you gotta be fucking ruining my stream like that there, Overdone? Fucking homo. God, I hate you. I really do fucking hate you. You do know that, right? Okay, yeah, let me turn it down a bit then.
Canadian nation.
Right,
Canadians are proud of their culture, which includes 2 official languages, as well as their heritage. And the one thing that they want the whole world to understand is that no, they...
Is it better now, or is it too low? Too bad you're gonna hear it anyways.
are not Americans.
Alright, let me know if the audio's good.
Number 10. Why do Canadians say "eh" so often? Many countries around the world use the interjection "eh" as a replacement for pardon or huh, or a question like right. In Canada, though, the word is much more versatile. An assistant professor at St. Francis Xavier School in Nova Scotia actually found there are 10 ways that Canadians use the interjection. Now, obviously, I'm British, not Canadian, so I'm going to invite our resident Canadian who actually wrote this article he's done a little audio recording at his home and sent it to me because I would screw these all up, so we've got a genuine Canadian doing this. Over to you, Robert, and I'll be back in just a second.
Number 1. Statement of opinion. The Leafs are probably going to miss the playoffs again, eh? Number 2. Statement of fact. There's a Harvey's on the corner, eh? Number 3. Commands. Make my fries a poutine, eh? Number 4. Exclamations. Roll up the rim is back at Tim's, eh? Number 5. Questions. Do you think that the Jays will win today, eh? Number 6. To mean pardon. Eh? What did you say? Number 7. In fixed expressions. I know, eh? Number 8. Insult. You're a real hoser, eh? Number 9. Accusations. You took the last Timbit, eh? Number 10, telling a story, the
up,
narrative
Leo?
A. So Gordy's been drinking Pilsner and pounding CC for a few hours, and he goes and gets the keys to the Zamboni.
So thank you, Robert, for jumping in and doing that, because that is something that I would truly screw up. Number 9, what's the deal with the tragically hip? Canada has given the world a wide range of musical artists like Celine Dion, Justin Bieber, Nickelback, Drake, The Weeknd, The Arcade Fire, and Bryan Adams, to name just a few. While Canadians aren't exactly proud of all of those acts, one band that is embraced by a lot of Canadians is the Tragically Hip, or simply known as The Hip. While they had some success outside of Canada, like appearing on the Billboard Top 100, but no higher than 129, and being on Saturday Night Live, outside of Canada, they wouldn't necessarily be considered rock stars. In Canada, though, the band, well, it was worshipped. Sadly, in 2016, the band's charismatic frontman, Gord Downey, announced that he had terminal brain cancer. On August the 20th, 2016, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC, aired the band's last show, commercial-free, live from the band's hometown in Kingston, Ontario. In total, over 11 million Canadians tuned in. That's a third of all Canadians. The only recent events that were more popular were the last 2 gold medal hockey games in the Olympics when Canada was playing, and one which Canadians do like to point out. So what's the deal with this band? Why do so many Canadians love the Hip? One reason is that the Hip often sang about Canada and Canadian topics like hockey, Canadian political figures, the changing Canadian identity, and small towns that Canadians didn't know existed until the Hip sang about them. Secondly, the band was a strange embodiment of Canada. Downey is a humble and soft-spoken man, but on stage he is quirky, expressive, and passionate. Their music was the same way. It was a mix of rock and folk, nothing too flashy, but soulful with a Canadian accent. Another reason that they were so loved in Canada probably stems from the fact that they weren't popular in the United States, which made them Canada's band. An ongoing theme you're probably going to notice throughout this video is that sometimes Canadians look down their noses at Americans, and many Canadians definitely want to be different from Americans, and the Hip is symbolic of that. It's not that Americans rejected the Hip, it's that Americans don't understand them, just like they don't understand universal healthcare and gun control. It also doesn't hurt that they have some excellent songs, and all of this comes together to make the Hip the ideal band for Canadians. Number 8. What's up with Canadian currency? The Canadian $1 coin is commonly called a loonie because there's a picture of a common loon, which is a bird on one side of it. So when the $2 bill was discontinued and a $2 coin was introduced and it featured a polar bear on it, following the same logic that a loon appears on a loonie, then a coin with a polar bear on it should be called something like a berry, right? Well, no, they decided to call it a toonie. No real reason for it, just the nickname seemed to stick. As for what is on the other side of the coin, well, it's a profile of Queen Elizabeth II's head, the face of the reigning British monarch that has appeared on Canadian coins ever since the Royal Canadian Mint started production in 1908. They do this because Canada and the British monarchy have a rather complicated relationship that we'll get to in the next entry. Another confusing aspect of Canadian currency is that there are no pennies. It was eliminated in 2013 because it cost 1.6 cents to make every 1 cent piece. Also, pennies were only used to make change because the denomination was too small to buy anything. Instead of a penny, the price of something is just rounded to the closest 5-cent denomination. This is only for cash transactions. If you pay with credit or debit cards, then the cents still count. Finally, yes, the money is very colourful, it's also see-through in some areas, contains braille, and it's supposed to be unrippable and unmeltable. This is because the money is polymer-based and not made of cotton and paper. And yes, on their money they have a picture of kids playing hockey, and that's found on the $5 bill. Number 7. Canada has a queen. Yes, it does, Queen Elizabeth II. However, the relationship between Canada and the Queen is quite confusing to many people, including Canadians themselves. Canada, it's an
Fuck you, Savage.
independent and sovereign country, as they were granted independence on July the 1st, 1867, but it also stayed in the British Empire. Also, their parliamentary system is based on the Westminster system that was developed in the United Kingdom. The system has a British sovereign as the head of state, so Canada's parliament followed suit and put a British sovereign as the head of state. As the years progressed and Canada continued to take steps towards sovereignty, they simply didn't get rid of the British sovereign, even when they became a completely sovereign nation in 1982. Today, the Queen, or whoever is the reigning monarch, is a symbolic head of state, and they have no real power. Also, to remove the British monarchy as the head of state would be a lengthy and ultimately expensive legal process. So, unless something really drastic happens, Canada will probably have a British monarch for the foreseeable future. Number 6. Why is milk sold in bags?
There you guys go.
Throughout Ontario and eastern Canada, the majority of milk is sold in bags. Usually there are 3.35-gallon bags sold in one bigger bag. Yes, it really is bags sold in bags in Canada, and apparently they do prefer what we're going to call bagception. Anyway, the bags are then put into milk bag holders, often made of plastic, and then either one or both corners of the bag are cut off. Some people think it pours better with 2 holes. The reason they use bags instead of jugs comes down to one of the major differences between the United States and Canada, which is that Canada adopted the metric system in 1970. This was a problem because Canadian products like milk needed to be sold in litres instead of gallons. However, major alterations needed to be made to the milk bottling machines in order to do litre quantities. A solution to the problem had been invented in the 1960s when DuPont discovered a way to inject milk into bags. The milk bagging machines didn't need much in the way of alterations, and by 1978 milk in bags was the most common way to buy milk in Ontario. It grew in popularity because bags are easier to ship, less fragile, and less packaging is used. All of this saves money, making it the most economical way to ship milk. Number 5. What's the deal with Canadian sports? In many parts of Canada, it can get very cold in the winter, and while Canadians will complain about the cold, they often embrace it and celebrate it. In fact, 2 of Canadians' favourite games are winter games that are played on ice. The first, which should be obvious, is ice hockey. According to a national poll, 53% of Canadians are fans of the NHL. Compare that to Americans and the NFL, where only 49% of Americans consider themselves a fan of the NFL. However, what is odd is that Canada doesn't have a national professional hockey league. They do have the Canadian Hockey League, which comprises of 3 junior leagues. Junior means that the players are between the ages of 16 and 21. But beyond that, they don't have a place for professionals over the age of 21 to play, like the Continental Hockey League, KHL in Eurasia, or even the United States, which has the American Hockey League, a farm system for the NHL. There is currently only one Canadian team in the AHL, and that's the Toronto Marlies. Perhaps you're thinking that this isn't that weird. Canada only has a population of 35 million people, and maybe they can't sustain a professional hockey league. Well, that may be true, but they do have their own professional football league and a basketball league. The Canadian Football League has 9 teams, and they play a 20-week schedule. Its rules are similar to the rules of the NFL, except the balls are bigger and the goal lines are 110 yards apart, and the end zones are 20 yards, and they have 1 less down. As for the Canadian Basketball League, it was started in 2011 and has 10 teams. The second winter sport the Canadians love is a game more boring to watch than golf, and this is curling. There are 1 million people in the world that curl, and 90% of them are in Canada. And in case you're wondering, yes, in Canada, some curlers are celebrities. Number 4. Why does Canada...
Hey, fuck you, advertisement. Murder shit off my screen. I'm not overdone. I don't play
Canada
trash.
have different flavored chips. Yes, some Canadian brands of chips have flavors based on Canadian food like poutine and maple syrup, but they also have 2 flavors that are made by Frito-Lay that aren't Canadian in nature, but are rarely found outside of Canada. These are ketchup and all dressed. Ketchup is pretty self-explanatory, except that they don't really have an overwhelming ketchup taste. They are sweet, but also very salty. The reason that ketchup chips are popular in Canada but aren't found elsewhere is because for decades the best-selling brand of chips in Canada was the Canadian-based Hostess potato chips, and one of their most popular flavors was ketchup. In the 1980s, Hostess teamed up with Frito-Lay, and eventually the Hostess brand lost its value, and their chips, which included ketchup chips, were rebranded as Lay's. The second kind, which was sold for a short time in the United States in 2015 and can still be found in stores now and then, is all dressed. It's a combination of paprika, tomato, salt, vinegar, onion, sour cream, ketchup, and barbecue, which gives it a sweet and salty taste that is hard to explain. Nevertheless, it is quite popular in Canada. According to Ruffles' website, All Dressed is the #1 flavor of chip in Canada. Unfortunately, we couldn't find out why All Dressed is only available in Canada. However, based on speculation alone, it could be because All Dressed has ketchup seasoning, and as we just mentioned, ketchup chips are usually only found in Canada. Number 3. Why do they always say sorry? Besides A, another word that Canadians use a lot is sorry. However, that can often be followed up with an A, just like A, sorry. It's a versatile word to Canadians. In the book How to Be a Canadian, even if you already are one, there is a whole chapter on mastering the word. They identify 12 different ways it can be used: simple, essential, occupational, subservient, aristocratic, demonstrative, libidinous, ostentatious, mythical, unrepentant, sympathetic, and authentic. One reason the Canadians apologize is that it's part of their culture of politeness, but it's also a quick way to smooth over problems and keep relationships positive. Another theory is that Canadians do it as a way to show that they aren't Americans. As Joseph Breen of the National Post wrote, "Sorry is a totem of niceness with a sly undertone of superiority. It announces both our presence and the fact that we feel slightly bad about it. It also subtly asserts that cultural appearances notwithstanding, we are not American." He also says that it's rather different from the empty "sorry" that British people will say, which is where Canada inherited much of its language, and it is also much different than the American John Wayne style of forgiveness, where that is associated with weakness. Number 2. What's the deal with poutine? To many non-Canadians, or people who've never tried it, poutine can look pretty unappetizing. When Jay Pritchett saw it on Modern Family, he said,
"Well, it looks like vomit, so I'm not putting it in my mouth."
Fair enough, after all, it's gravy made from animal fat, or even better, mushroom and root broth that is mixed with flour and then poured over fries with cheese curd sprinkled on it. So yes, it's crispy fries with liquid poured on it, which sounds like a pretty soggy mess. However, if Canadians even see a picture of poutine, some of them will start to drool like Homer Simpson. Poutine is available at many fast food restaurants in Canada, like McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, and Harvey's, which is a Canadian fast food chain. Even Costco serves it in their food court. Of course, you wouldn't be surprised to learn that there is a chain of restaurants that serves exclusively poutine. Oddly enough, though, you can't get poutine at Tim Hortons. The origin of poutine is debated, but the adding of cheese curds to fries and gravy is often credited to Bernard Lachance of Café Ideal in Warwick, Quebec. In 1957, regular customer Eddie Lannes asked for the cheese curds to be added to fries, and Lachance said, and I apologize to all the French people watching, but "ça va te faire un maudit poutine," and in English that means "that will make a damned mess." From there, the popularity of the dish grew, and it has become the most famous Canadian food. As for why it's so popular, well, that's apparently because it's delicious. Number 1. Why are Canadians so polite? One stereotype you always hear is that Canadians are nice and polite. However, if you were to ask Canadians if this is true, they would deny it or say that the stereotype is overblown, and then they'd probably apologize for potentially seeming curt. So, is it true? And if so, why are they so polite? An article by Cassandra Solarsky of the Canadian Press tried to answer the question, but the problem is that measuring niceness across a country is really hard to do. In one attempt, researchers compared the language used on Twitter by Canadians and Americans. They found that the words used by Canadians were gentler, nicer, and generally more positive. On the other hand, as we mentioned, Canadians tend to think of themselves as superior to Americans. They may not say it flat out, especially if there are Americans around, but behind closed doors, Canadians can stereotype Americans as ignorant, gun-toting, warmongering religious zealots who drink weak beer. They even have a popular country song about the beer part. For example, on a segment on a satirical news show on government-subsidized CBC, comedian Rick Mercer would interview Americans and ask them about untrue and ridiculous things about Canada. For example, he would ask Americans to record a congratulatory message to Canada on building a dome over the national igloo. He even got the then governor of Arkansas, Mike Huckabee, to say it. He also got George W. Bush, who was running for president, to thank Prime Minister Jean Poutine for his support. The segments were so popular that it was made into a 1-hour special. Isn't that nice? So, while it is debatable if Canadians are nice or not, what is even less clear is why the stereotype exists. Our guess is something called the fragment theory, which is when a colonial country keeps some old-world sensibilities. This makes Canadians conservative and deferential, which could be construed as polite. A second theory is that the foundation of Canada was English, French, and the Aboriginal people who coexisted with each other using tolerance and politeness, and those traditions have carried on into modern Canadian society. Finally, it could just be because Canada is a really vast place and the elements can be pretty harsh. Let's say someone's car breaks down on some rural road in northern Ontario where cell phone service is spotty at best on a cold winter's night. The person has to hope that the next car coming along is going to help, or things are going to get really bleak. So perhaps Canadians are nicer because the elements of their country make them more dependent on their fellow Canadian, so being tolerant and polite to others was, as is, a matter of survival to Canadians, because you never know who the next person coming down the road is. So I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button.
Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Oh, and by the way, Overdone, you fucking homoerotic fucking raping bitch. You do know that some of the smartest people in the world never finish school, right? Just gonna throw that out there, you fucking weak sauce prick. But see, you wouldn't know that, dude, because you're from Norway. And Norway is such an irrelevant country anyways. So fuck your goddamn fucking terminology, you prick. Go back to your fucking, never mind, you already live in your fucking foreign ass place. Fuck you, nobody likes you. And for the record, I am polite. That's the politest that I could ever be polite. Towards a douchebag. Like Overdone. But anyways, there you guys go. There you guys go. That's how that shit's done. Finishing school is overrated, man. Yo, that's because it is. Especially with the way modern fucking schooling is going now and stuff too as well. Fuck that noise. Throw it out like you did with your opportunities. No. See, opportunities is based on what people want to do with their life. You want to go into fucking design and shit. That's fine. That's fine. That's your path. Definitely not mine. And better than the United States. Nah, we're not ignorant. We're just smart. I mean, look at you there, fucking Spartan. Shit, you're the most ignorant fucking American I ever actually spoke to in my fucking chat, my guy. Proud of that, aren't you? Proud of that. Nah, dude. That's why things will always be the Canadian way for me, man. Never have any plans on ever stepping fucking foot on goddamn American soil. Fuck that noise. That would be fast. It's just Americans are just better but than fucking than you're the end. Nah. We goes oot to the boot. Shut up, Beavis. Jesus. Ridiculing a poor old fucking fat Canadian, dude. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? The Mexico North? Yeah, we're definitely not that. Well, the more you keep bringing people in, shit, pretty soon it's going to reach that fucking howling point. But hey, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Damn. What the hell is Analog Pocket? The fuck is that? Hold up. Where'd that fucking thing go? Okay, so that the thread just vanished? Or am I just seeing shit? Oh, there it is. Oh, I don't give a fuck about that. So, yo, Spartan. What bad news, man, came out today, bro? There had to have been something. I mean, shit, every day there's some bad news related to fucking gaming. So what happened today? Anything good? Anything good? I mean, you're the go-to guy for fucking new shit, so I'm asking you a legit question. Anything news-wise fucking come out, fucking that's worth talking about. I mean, outside from the whole fucking Outer World shit, but which I believe to be fucking bullshit square in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know it was. I know it was their players, man, because I had to go back and look. But thankfully, that other one that you gave me, though, from those Cheez-Its, that one I was able to renew on that same account. So I'm fine now. Man, those 2 months went by quick, yo. The game is going to die anyway. Well, of course you guys are not going to play it, man, because like I said, it's not Sony, so you guys ain't touching it. So yeah, I'm not surprised by that statement. You didn't know Outer Worlds was the thing until this stream. Well, that's the biggest fucking lie I ever seen in my life, because you sat there and messaged me the day when I told you that I was planning on getting it and how excited that I was for it and shit like that, that you saw, that you know that it was existing there. So don't fucking give me that garbage fucking bullshit fucking cop out there, Overdone. Because seriously, like, you made yourself just sound like a fucking moron, as per usual, again. Oh, I'm not doubting that Cuphead fucking wouldn't sell on PlayStation. Of course it will. But Concrete Genie ain't doing no fucking favors, and that pisses me off to no fucking extent. Like you and I both said there, Spartan, dude. I told you that game was not gonna fucking be a hot commodity, man. Huh, but I thought exclusives matter on PlayStation, though, right? But hey, to each their own, I guess. To each their own, because Concrete Genie was fucking god tier, and it's a real fucking shame that nobody's fucking talking about that game more, man. Dude, I said to you last year when the game was first revealed, man, remember at the last EXO event? Even before that, the Game Awards, man. The Game Awards showed that shit off, and I know that you watched it because fucking you were sitting in the comments section on Sick Humor's channel watching that shit. So you know exactly what the fuck it is, Overdone. Stop playing that stupid game, dude. Oh, Killer Instinct? Probably would, yeah. Cuphead is not for everyone either, dude. I mean, shit. And why would Spartan be mad for a game that he's already played, though, fucking Shadow? That doesn't make any sense. Spartan ain't mad over that. Please. The only time Spartan would be pissed off is if God of War were to go to another fucking platform. Or not really pissed off, but he would definitely fucking speak his opinion about it. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, Spartan has no reason to be mad. I said the Game Awards after I said last year's EXO event. Pay attention, Overdone. God damn it. I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back. All right, hold on. What'd you say? Okay, now I wouldn't. That'll be Sony's issue with backfire from the community. I'm just gonna laugh. All right, fair enough. To be honest, Spartan is waiting for every console game to go to the PC. To be fair, hold on. Usually it takes a while fucking before games fucking chart on gaming charts sometimes. To be fair, Xbox events are a mix of boring and cheesy as hell. I agree. Especially last year's fucking EXO event when they actually had a coordinator telling people when to clap and when to cheer and when to get excited and stuff, dude. That shit was fucking hilarious. When I think about it, fucking is that even when I paid almost nothing for Game Pass Ultimate, I'm getting a better version of a game. What the hell do you mean? See, I think that whole entire shit though was fucking Microsoft's doing, man, to get the developers to fucking only enhance the Xbox One X version to get more of an attraction rate, man, to their service. That's what they're doing here. Because there's no way you can tell me, like, that is the biggest bullshit fucking thing that the Pro couldn't handle it. What the fuck are you talking about? Yo, what's up, VJL? How you doing, buddy? Like, that is some sheer fucking stupid ass shit right there. That fucking, nah, dude. That's so fucking dumb. This kind of reminds me of, like, remember back when The Witcher 3 got enhanced on the Xbox and they said there was no plans for fucking enhancements for the Pro? Then, like, a year goes by, then, like, they automatically just come out of nowhere and CD Projekt Red changes their mind about it and then finally release an update to enhance it. Fucking stupid ass shit, man. So now enhancements now are going to be timed? Really? That's what we're doing now, Microsoft? We're doing enhancements as timed exclusives now? Are you fucking kidding me? That's retarded as shit. I'm going to play it on the Switch anyway, so it tells you how much I care about enhancements. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, no plans means exactly that. Yeah, because they said the exact same thing about Witcher 3, and look what happened a year after. Yeah. No, I guarantee you, fucking, like, a year after, man, fucking, that's when they're going to come out with an update for fucking Outer Worlds on fucking on PlayStation to enhance it. That's so fucking stupid. So now I'm wondering, too, as well, if they're going to do the exact same shit, though, for Wasteland 3. To make that more of an attraction towards fucking Game Pass. Like, that's so stupid. It's like, no, Microsoft, man. Like, don't do that shit. Like, what the fuck? That's desperation, my guy. That's desperation. Yeah, man. It's right. I see that. Yeah. Nah, but I mean, like, that's so fucking dumb, dude, for Microsoft to pull some shit like that. Yeah, their indie policy last generation was pretty harsh. Was pretty harsh. Now that obviously doesn't seem to be a problem anymore, thank God, because I do believe that indies do have a fucking fair fight in this industry. But with that said, though, yeah, last gen was pretty rough for them, man. Sony accepting them in like fucking like open arms though. Sony always has been fucking, doing that shit and whatever the case may be. God damn it. Fucking cigarettes not going out. Piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit. No, you fucking fudge packing wearing ass fucking diaping slut. No. That has nothing to do with like No Man's Sky, you fucking dumb fuck. But a better one. But that's how Sony always has been, though, Spartan. Yes, you did. Yes, you have. They're overdone. Shut the fuck up, dude. Goddamn, you're stupid as fuck. Yeah, he's living on Pluto, dude. Nah, he's too busy fucking, fucking playing his fucking shitty ass JRPG mobile games that he's been fucking preaching to me about, man. Telling me greatness is on fucking mobile devices. Really? Okay. Right on, brother, right on. Wait, you're undecided if you're gonna cop it for fucking free 99, thanks to AMD, or play it on Game Pass. What in the fuck sense does that even make there, fucking Sherrod? That makes no sense. Motherfucker, but that's all you play. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, man. He fucking sent me a picture the one day, fucking showing me some game he was playing on his mobile device. That looked like a typical garbage microtransaction ridiculed fucking JRPG game on mobile. Like it looked fucking terrible. Oh, this is greatness. Okay. Fuck out of here, man. Yep. Yeah. For the most part, it is. Oh, I did there, Savage? Right on, dude. Right on. Oh! I see, I see. Well, so you left that fucking whole entire Zen 2 CPU bullshit out, so fucking I was under the assumption that you would be able to get it for fucking free. So I was like, why would you fucking pay for Game Pass if you can already get it for free? But now I understand. God damn it, man. There we go. Many people have issues on PC, all kinds of fucking of hardware. Yeah. But hey, consoles have their issues too as well. I mean, shit. Look at what happened with the Ring of Death last generation. This generation's actually been pretty good though. This generation hasn't been too bad for that. So what is special about Outer Worlds? Looks generic fucking dust game to me. Yeah, no, fucking overdone. Just, like, go back to playing your mobile trash, bro. Because that's all you're going to know best of, man. And your bland PS2 looking fucking so-called good, quote-unquote, JRPGs. I'll stick to my classics, thank you. All right, you got virus bombed. Gearbox does. A lot of developers suck at optimizing games, though, man. Except for fucking first-party Sony shit. Their games are pretty insanely optimized. Exactly, Name Shadow. Exactly. Hey, Jesus. Why the fuck am I still fucking tired, man? Maybe because fucking I'm still fucking getting over my hangover, man. Even Ghost Recon Breakpoint is a slow fucking, it is pretty slow. I wouldn't know, because I don't play fucking trash. Oh, hey, Beavis. You know what I found on fucking mobile? That I was kind of having a laugh at, dude? Fucking Barbie's Dreamhouse Adventures on fucking up on the Google Play Store, dude. Don't need to go ribbit. Never mind, just did. Uh huh. Beavis. Ah, shit. I had a funny feeling, man. Yo, I'll tell you this right now, though. As soon as I'm done with this stream, I'm going back to bed. Gotta get my fucking... Gotta start my hibernation process there pretty soon, man. Winter's kicking in, man. Winter's gonna be here shortly. Fucking, that's when I'm going hibernating. Hell yeah. You guys know the routine. Hey! Fuck! Sweet Marion Jesus. What time is it? 2:30. Yeah, man, I'm tired as fucking goddamn fucking ball bags, bruh. Oh, shit! Yeah, man. Yeah, they're beeves. BBs, big beeves. Fuck. The power went out? Well, that's not good. See, if the power went out right now, fucking, I'd still be fucking okay because I'm on my phone. But if my phone wouldn't be charging anymore. Fuck! Oh, whatever. Dude, I'm so fucking tired, dude, man, from fucking drinking last night and having to deal with all that fucking drama last night, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. And I already told him too as well that I wasn't going back over tonight, man. I was like, nah. I said I'm taking the night off for myself, dude. Fuck that. I'm not dealing with that shit again. So what if he is, Beeves? He's running on that Xbox controller, bro. Leave him alone. Oh, dude, you don't even want to know, dude. Fucking, oh my fucking lord. I never want to fucking witness that shit ever again. So last night, me and my buddy Jeff, we were fucking, one of, their son Austin, right? Their fucking friend came over last night who he hasn't seen in like fucking like half a year. Came over and shit and fucking, offered to buy fucking a 2-4, of Molson Canadian for me and fucking for Jeff to drink. So of course we're not going to say no to that. So we get the case and we're drinking and shit like that. I didn't even drink fucking 12, dude. I only had like maybe I want to say about 8 or 9, and then that was my cutoff point, dude. Because like I was already fucking feeling like shit already right from that point. But he just kept on going, like he was just fucking pounding them back. Well, from what I understand, from what fucking Jeff's wife Teresa was telling me, that fucking a lot of shit fucking like they have a bad history with him. Like when he drinks, he does dumb shit. Most of the time it's funny stuff though, but it's still stupid shit though. But he has like these moments where fucking if he listens to like certain type of music, fucking like he goes into like this enraged kind of mode where like he gets fucking like just randomly fucking snaps. And that's exactly what I witnessed last night. But normally fucking Austin will just leave and like go out for the night and then come home, fucking whatever the case may be, like when they're in bed and shit, dude. But like sadly, he couldn't go anywhere because nobody was around, so he was stuck in the house with us, dude. It was bad. It was pretty fucking bad. Threats going out galore. Fucking, they were both getting right up each other's fucking faces and shit. That I had to fucking grab Austin and throw him outside and have a smoke outside with him, dude. It was bad, but it was fucking hilarious at the same time. It was fucking hilarious at the same time. And I'm trying to calm him down. Couldn't do shit. That didn't fucking work for anything, dude. So, but I was like, yeah, I said, you know what? I said, tomorrow, I said, I'm taking the night off. I said, fucking, I will not be over here tomorrow. So I said, I am not dealing with the after fucking effects of this shit. And I said, I don't got time for this shit. So it was around like a little after 11:30. I took off and went home. I was like, fuck it, I'm done. They were still going at it. They were still fighting when I left. So I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm not dealing with that shit, dude. Fuck that noise. And I wanted to stream last night too when I came home, man. Like when I was partially drunk, dude. But I was fucking I had a massive headache, man. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to bed. Plus, Sick Humor was already streaming already. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to bed. Yeah, Savage's retelling, fucking, of course, refers to some fucking gay shit there, Sherrod. But of course, leave that to Savage to come up with some fucking gay antics about me and 2 other people. So whatever, it's all good. It really shows where Savage's fucking mindset truly actually relies in in a mindset of gayness. But it's all good. But yeah, that's pretty much basically the gist of it. I'm not going to repeat a lot of the things that were said. Like, but dude, yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty fucking bad. Like, I legit thought like the cop. Like, there was one moment where like fucking they told me to call the cops, and I was getting ready to dial the number, and then fucking Austin grabs the phone from me and tells me not to call the cops, and Mike took off and went outside, so I didn't bother calling the cops. Like, it was fucking stupid, man. It was fucked. But I had fun though. I'm not gonna lie, I had fun. Am I late to the party? For the most part, yeah. But I'm not leaving right away. Yeah, I'm leaving here shortly, but not yet. So, fuck you. No, I don't have your system, Austin. What the fuck are you talking about? It's sitting in your house. I didn't grab anything last night. I left last night. I'll have to message him back and tell him I said, no, your mom told me fuck I didn't bring anything home. It's still sitting in your room. I don't know. It was some weird shit. It was some weird shit. Hold on. I'll message him back. But I'll do it on Facebook because it's easier that way for me. I mean, I gotta disable that shit too as well on fucking on whatever you want to call it. I don't like when I get notifications fucking spammed on my phone. One sec, guys. There we go. Now, whatever he replies back with, I'll look at the message later. I don't give a fuck. Even though it'll pop up on my fucking screen. But I have to always remember to fucking disable that shit. Well, that's where he's messaging me from. I have that Messenger Lite app on my phone because I use it to talk to my mom for backup reasons in case my phone goes down or my mom's phone goes down. That's the only reason why I have it. But I'm not sure how to disable the notifications popping up on my phone, man. So I'll have to figure that out after I'm done with this stream. Nah, no. It wasn't anything like that. I'm not running an essay. I'm letting him know that I didn't take his stuff. Because when I left, he was in the room when I left. Like, I was outside talking to his mom, and he came back home and went inside to grab all his stuff, and that's when I left to go back home, and I went to bed. So, yeah, I know I need to. But at the same time, fucking, I can just leave it on the actual page if I don't want the message to show up on my phone, but it still does anyways, though. Something to do with the app. It's something to do with the app. Fucking, I just got to change all the settings on the app and whatnot so that the actual notifications don't pop up on my phone. Because I really hate when it does that. Like, especially when you're trying to stream. Fucking annoying as shit. So that means I got to stop getting notifications from Overdone as well. Oh yeah, I forgot I can do that. As a matter of fucking fact, hold on. Let's see if we can piece this out here. Let me open up Messenger Lite real quick and see if I can figure this crap out. Where do we go here? Notifications and sounds. Notifications off. Really? You're only giving me... What the fuck? Yeah, okay, whatever. That is so fucking stupid. Vibrate, light, sound, off. Good. Now fuck off. There we go. We're good now. See that shit? Man, you can only disable fucking notifications for 24 hours. What the fuck? Whatever, man. It's probably the preview one I think I had to disable. I think that's the one where like it overlays, where it pops up. Yeah, it's a little more complicated than that there, Drastic, but I'll just leave it at that. Right? Excuse me. Excuse me. So now, fucking, I'm waiting for him to see if he sends me a message back. I might be able to just be able to see it on the actual page and not on my fucking phone. Because I don't care to see that stuff on my fucking streams, dude. Like, yo, even the YouTube one, too, as well. Like, the thumbnail of my last, or not my last video, but the one I did last night. Fucking, I could see the overlay pop up with fucking, with Sick Humor's fucking shit. Letting me know that fucking, that he was live and stuff like that. Yeah, he's not even at home. Told him, I said, yeah, dude, I said, I don't blame you, man. But whatever, I'm not here to talk about him. Anyway, so good, it does work. So there you go, that's fucking fine. I don't have to worry about fucking Messenger Lite fucking pop-up notifications anymore. Thank fuck for that. That's right, Frog. You and I are always going to have a connection, Froggy. Always being sad and depressed. Sad at the way people are, the way people treat others. Especially in the gaming side, man. I mean, shit. Have you seen the way Drastic Dude fucking treats me as a gamer, my guy? It's uncalled for. It's fucking uncalled for. Nah, I'm just playing with you, Drastic, buddy. Oops. One sec, guys, sorry. All right, there we go. All right, now, Fado, don't get canceled. Yo, right? Yeah, I know. The chat just slowly died. Maybe people are actually playing games. Just kidding. Nah. Well, you could technically do both. I mean, if I wanted to, I could sit here and play a game right now and just put my chat up on the screen and call it a fucking day, man. But I'm not going to do that because I'll be more distracted with the actual game than I am distracted with the chat. What's up, Don? But man, I'll tell you this right now, though, it's crazy, man. Like, I just hate drama, dude. I really fucking do, man. Thanks, Fed. Later, homie. Later, everyone. Have a good one. Yo, later, Savage. Peace out, man. Have a good day, buddy. Drama is just something that I hate it, man. I hate it because, like, literally, like, all through grade school and shit, dude, man, like, I was virtually surrounded by that shit. Literally. But that was more personal drama with my brother than it was really anything. Then as time went on and I got out of grade school and then fucking, there was more drama there. And then high school, there was more drama there. Like, damn, dude. Like, it really wasn't really, like, I didn't really get drama-free at all, fucking, until, like, I literally moved out and lived on my own. Because, like, even looking after my grandma, dude, and fucking taking care of her for so many years, there was still drama there, too. You know what I mean? Because, like, when you got to deal with somebody that fucking, that has, like, Alzheimer's and dementia, dude, like, that's not fucking fun, dude. Like, but that stresses you out so bad. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, you feel some kind of way, like, it's like, fuck, man. Like, I would never want to have to fucking be in my grandma's shoes to feel that kind of way, dude, man. But, like, at the same time, like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Yeah, like, when it comes to, like, you know, drama, like, outside of personal drama, like, gaming drama is just straight up fucking dumb, dude. Like, you know it's bad when you see somebody on Twitter that threatens somebody's fucking life, man, over a fucking video game. Or what a developer said. Like, who does that kind of shit? Like, really, my guy? Like, this is how now gaming is, like, is how a lot of people see gaming now, is like a proper fucking thing. Like, if somebody makes fun of a game, like, that person, like that said fucking fan goes into, like, fucking severe rage mode. Like, you guys ridicule me all the time for a lot of the stuff that I play, man. Fucking, I really don't give a shit. I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and fucking threaten some motherfucker on fucking YouTube or whatever the case may be. Like, the fuck is that gonna do? And it's like, I sit there and I ponder to myself, man. I'm just like, look, man. I said, at the end of the fucking day, drama, like, to me at least, anyways, like, especially when it comes to online drama, doesn't fucking, like, doesn't solve anything. Like, when you bitch about something, or, like, the whole Puddlegate shit was, like, the most, to me, honestly, was by far probably the most stupid thing I've seen this generation so far that anybody can fucking ever bitch about. You know what I mean? Like, even Gamergate was pretty bad, even though Gamergate got completely turned around from fucking journalists' ethical shit to, like, fucking SJW garbage. But, like, when I see people complain about something that fucking stupid, man, it's like, bro, come on, really? Like, I get it's the internet. I get that. You know what I mean? Like, you can sit there and voice your opinion and stuff like that, dude. But, like, Jesus fucking Christ, my God. There's some people just should not have fucking breathing privileges, man. I know that sounds really dark and sadistic, but I'm just saying. Like, think about it. Look at the things that people fucking say, my guy. Like, fuck, man. People are actually defending Breakpoint. Oh my fucking God! Hang me with a tree. Somebody take a goddamn tree vine and wrap it around my fucking neck, dude. Like, seriously, like, why would anybody defend that piece of shit game? No offense, Diver. Love you, buddy, but no offense. Like, that shit's crazy, dude. Like, we complain about stuff. I mean, yeah, we criticize stuff, and we're supposed to do that, especially when it's stuff that we don't like to see go down in the games that we play or fucking whatever. But at the same time, like, there's a way to be critical about something. Like, the moment you come out and you start fucking calling the devs every name in the fucking book because you're criticizing about how the game runs or some shit, dude. Like, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna criticize something, I'm obviously gonna bring it to you, but I'm also gonna be respectable about it and shit. Like I did with the devs for fucking with In Exile and Bard's Tale 4. Like, I didn't sit there and go on Twitter and say, yo, In Exile, your game fucking sucks balls because I'm dropping frames and shit. No, I actually fucking messaged them and I told them, I said, hey, I'm having this issue. And fucking, I want to know if this is actually a problem that maybe just because the game's not fully downloaded or just because whatever the case may be. And it turned out to be because my game wasn't fully downloaded. But there were other problems that I got introduced to then when I started playing the game. Like, I had a couple game crashes, I had a couple lockups and whatnot that they were actually able to recreate. Lo and behold, fucking a week later, fucking patch code rolls out and fucking fixes all my problems. That's how you be criticized. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to criticize something, do it that way. The moment that you sit there and you start shunning a person for what their game is or whatever the case may be, are you really going to be expecting an actual response out of that said person? You know what I mean? Especially if you're doing it towards developers, man. Like, you're not going to get a response out of that unless you're talking to somebody, say, like, fucking, what's his name there? The dude that made, not Cory Barlog, but the other guy that made, like, that helped make God of War back in the day and shit. I forget what his name is, but he just slammed Microsoft the other day. I can't remember his name. You guys know what I'm talking about. But I mean, like, you know, like I anytime when I criticize a game, you know what I mean? Like, I actually let the devs know, but I do it in a way so that way they can actually appreciate and respond back to me and thank me for giving them their feedback. And that's the way I've always done it, man. Like, a lot of these other devs, man, like, fucking, like, for other games that I played, like, more like anything like Ubisoft or whatever the case may be, like, I don't even bother because Ubisoft doesn't even look at any of that shit. And, like, that's the thing that blows my mind, dude. Like, yeah, David Jaffe, thank you. David Jaffe, yes, that's who I'm talking about, yes. Like, if you go after David Jaffe and you drop a bunch of F-bombs towards him, dude, that motherfucker's gonna drop them right back. Like, that's who David Jaffe is. You know what I mean? But, like, a lot of other devs out there, man, like, they just don't like the fact of fucking, it's like, yeah, our game may not be in top shape, but tell us what you want to change. Like, it's not hard to do. But now some developers, though, actually, you know, fucking make a joke out of it, like what Insomniac did with the whole fucking Puddlegate shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's another interesting way of looking at things. And whatnot. But at the end of the day, though, man, like, fucking, you gotta be smart with your criticism, man. You gotta be smart with it. Oh, is it related to the whole Outer World stuff there, Drastic? Believe me, I already know about it, dude. Trust, I know about it. I personally don't give a shit because I don't have an X or a Pro, and I never will own one of those fuckers. But I'm just saying, like, I get PlayStation guys being upset about that because I do agree that it's stupid. There's no excuse that fucking that Obsidian should have, like, you know, not have any fucking, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you want to call it. The old apostate cow? No. Nope, that's definitely not me. Ubisoft shouldn't have made Beyond Good and Evil 2 online only fucking because fans fucking have been waiting for a sequel like that to be slapped in the face. No, I agree. I agree. And like I said, I was genuinely excited for that game. That was going to be that last game that was actually going to, like, you know, make me still have faith in that company. And as soon as they fucking came out and said that you're going to need an online connection, like an online connection in order to play that game, dude, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not supporting that game. So make sure fucking they aren't helping out the other competitors. LOL. What happened to fucking hashtag United Gaming? Honestly, dude, I think that shit fell apart. I truly believe that. I think fucking because, I mean, you know, I've seen recent statements, man. Like, I don't take anything that fucking Aaron Slawberg fucking says. But I originally heard this from Phil himself, and I don't even take a lot of the things that he says to heart. But when you have both fucking Phil and fucking Slawberg there coming out basically saying like, oh yeah, after Cuphead, we're not releasing any more of our games on the Switch. Fucking, I mean, outside from Minecraft Dungeons, which kind of makes sense because Minecraft is just too big to fucking keep on one platform, especially on a platform that's not even going to make a close quarter of the goddamn numbers that it would multi-platform wise. But at least in the sense, like, I want to believe in, I want that to be true, though. I mean, I don't mind the whole Play Anywhere thing, and like I said, like I told people before, I get why people are upset about that, but I personally don't give a shit because I think it's just smart. You know what I mean? It makes sense because Microsoft has two ecosystems, a console and a PC fucking ecosystem to deal with, so why not do it on both? You know what I mean? I get that, and I guarantee you, if Sony was someone in the same predicament too as well, they had their own fucking PC operating system and shit like that, you can guarantee that their games would also be on PC too. But that's not even the point, though. The point of the matter is that I'll believe it when I see it. Like, because remember how the whole entire thing about, you know, like fucking even Craig was so adamant about it. So no, I'm gonna play. I'll just gonna wait for Gears 5 to come out on fucking PlayStation. You know what I mean, or Halo Infinite and stuff like that. But the thing of it is, like I told him, I said, why haven't they done it yet, though? Like that's the thing I want to know. It's not like the PS4 is not capable of running these games. I mean, fuck, the hardware is similar. Yeah, outside from Cuphead and stuff like that, yeah, like exactly, yeah. And the only reason why Wastelands 3 and Outer Worlds is even coming to fucking PS4 and shit like that, dude, is because those games were already in development before Microsoft bought them out. And yes, I understand the whole IP shit, I get that. But the thing of it is that, in fact, actually, when Microsoft bought out inXile, Microsoft had to go and buy the IP back for fucking Wasteland. Because I forget whatever company that was funding the project fucking technically had rights to the IP. So they had to get it back from that company. But hey, leave it to things that people think they know everything about a company, right? But it is what it is. I mean, fuck. It is what it is. And, you know, and truth be told, though, I think that the reason why fucking a game like Sea of Thieves launched the way that it did with, like, very lackluster content, dude, is because I think that game was technically not ready to be launched out, and they had to release something, man. Because if you look at after Halo 5, there was virtually nothing that came out after that. Like, nothing after Halo 5 came out except for, what, Gears 4 and maybe Forza? That's it, but that's like 2 games. That's it. And by them fucking putting that as a launch title for Game Pass, dude, as to why they made that decision, man. Like, fucking, not only did we still complain about a lack of content, but it lessened the blow of people actually, like, you know what I mean? Like, still playing the game. Like, people are still playing it to this day. Like, you know what I mean? So, but if that game would have launched outside of fucking GP before GP, like, let's say GP never existed, like, that game would have fucking barely moved a goddamn unit, my guy. Like I said, my issue with State of Decay, it's not that State of Decay 2 was a bad game. Like, yeah, the multiplayer portion was fucking virtually unplayable for a while, yeah, which I didn't even fuck with that, though, outside from a couple of times, but I gave up on it, though. But the base game, though, fucking is perfectly fine. And I still actually play that game to this day. Like, I love the core premise behind fucking State of Decay. But, I mean, like, the way people were going after this game, like, treating it like some big AAA game. Even though it has not even a fraction of the budget fucking to even compete with a AAA game. They tried to, but clearly they didn't obviously do a better job at it, but it's a fucking indie studio, my guy. Like, what the fuck? But the thing was, though, is that here we have a game like that had day one problems, like a lot of these games have, and that's no excuse, by the way. But all I'm saying is, like, when you look at the foundation of what this game did, like, it did everything the way, like, a normal game should do. Like, DLC was there, yeah, but there was no microtransactions in sight. None of that shit. And then you got Crackdown 3, which is a fucking laughing joke of the industry at this point, man, from Microsoft this gen. A game that should have been a AAA big budget game, like the way they were pushing that shit when we first saw that fucking Cloud Tech demo that we originally saw. And then when Epic came out and actually bought that engine, or that cloud fucking structure and shit like that, that screwed over literally everything that Microsoft wanted to do for that game. That's the reason why that game went through so much hell fucking in development, dude. And the only reason why Microsoft decided to not cancel that shit is because of how much heat they got off of fucking Scalebound. That's the only fucking reason why. And personally, man, I think that's a game that should have been canceled over Scalebound. I do agree 100% on that. Scalebound should have been a game that they should have spent more time with and fucking got it done. And made the necessary changes to make it be a better game. But I can say that for virtually any trailer there, fucking Shadow, to be honest, dude. Like, you can legit say that for any fucking trailer out there, man. But again, fucking the whole Crackdown thing, man, is that game should have definitely been canceled. Because that game itself, let alone that Microsoft had the audacity to sell that game for a $60 investment, was a fucking joke. Oh, you mean bought that cloud engine shit on purpose? I don't know. But that's why the actual cloud rendering shit is nowhere near as good. Because the Azure cloud is, not capable of doing what the original fucking structure of the cloud-based stuff that they wanted to do from the get-go. That's why everything looks like shit. Like I told you, man, fucking, like, when you read through, like, the actual, of all the updates and stuff that game got throughout the course of, like, 2014 up until this point, dude, man, it was a fucking, like, dude, that game went through hell and high water, man. And yet, like, look at it now, like, Crackdown has never been a big franchise for Xbox. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Like, it's not a big franchise at all. And the only reason why the first game sold exceptionally well was because of the fact that it came fucking bundled with the goddamn Halo 3 fucking beta. And the sequel got shat on by virtually everybody, including fans of the first game. And whatever the case may be. So no, Crackdown is not a big fucking franchise from Microsoft at all. And the fact that a lot of people ran with it and tried to make it into a fucking bigger fucking issue than it technically shouldn't be. Like, Crackdown is like a shit, mediocre fucking franchise. It always has been. Always has been. No, of course they wouldn't have. I guarantee you they wouldn't have bought. I would have definitely bought Scalebound. I mean, shit, I bought fucking Nier Automata fucking on Xbox just because I wanted to fucking show my support towards getting Japanese-centric type kind of games on the system. But I would have definitely bought Scalebound. For sure, I would have bought Scalebound. No question whatsoever. But as far as, like, the actual majority of the fan base goes, yeah, I think Scalebound would have sold okay, but a lot of those people that you see on Twitter that were hyped for it and shit, dude, man, I guarantee you they would have not have bought it. I guarantee they would not have bought it. That's what I'm saying, Shadow. Like, look, I mean, I love Platinum Games, don't get me wrong, but a lot of their games, outside from a few essential hits, man, are very mediocre at best. Very mediocre at best. Like, Mad World's literally got no love from them, even though I do believe that that platform was the bad choice to present that game, but still, like, Transformers Devastations, nobody really fucking played that game until it became a game for fucking Plus members. That Turtles game that they fucking released there a couple of years back was shit. Like, Bayonetta and fucking Nier Automata, man, are like their two biggest fucking acclaimed games that they come out with so far this generation, man. But I'm not saying Scalebound would have definitely fucking met that same fold. Like, Project Awakening looks promising. But I think Scalebound, though, I think, like... I mean, when you go back and you see the very, very last time when Kamiya was on stage and they were showing off that multiplayer, man, like, you can tell, like, that game was chugging. Like, super bad. That's what I'm saying, and it's funny because, and again, I'm not trying to defend fucking what Phil said or anything like that, but I mean, you got to put things into context, man. It's like, now I've already had like this discussion with Savage a while ago, but when you go back and you look at the original tweet that Phil Spencer said, the one that everybody touts about that game, saying that, oh, it's best for Xbox gamers, right? But when you read the actual fucking tweet, man, it makes sense as to why he said that. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't happy with the results. You know what I mean? So if they're talking about the word result, and yet when you actually look up a definition of what result is, that's the reason why. Like, they obviously were not happy with the game, the way the game was turning out. So they just decided to fucking pull the plug and said, fuck it, it's not going to work from both perspectives. So they said, fuck it. I think the real fucking thing, what they should have done is they should have actually fucking delayed the game until this generation. But then again, though, I mean, people would definitely be not too happy about that, but at least it would be a game to look forward to in the future-wise, especially for next gen for Xbox. I mean, who knows? That could very well be one of the projects that that might still be coming out. We don't know. Like, we don't know what goes on fucking between these companies. Like, we may assume shit or speculate shit or go based on what people say, but I mean, I find it kind of weird that after, a couple of years since the actual reveal that Scalebound was canceled, all of a sudden now Platinum Games comes out of nowhere and finally speaks their opinion on it. So who knows? Microsoft and Platinum could have worked out their differences and said, hey, you know what? Let's bring this project back and we'll make it for next gen. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I doubt it. Like, I sincerely doubt it, but that would be a nice little fucking head turner for a lot of people, man, if that were to actually happen. I mean, ReCore, thank God I never got a chance to experience the original release of ReCore. I was only able to play the actual, like, when they came out with that definitive edition, which they fixed a lot of the bugs and made the pace of the game a little bit better and added more content and fixed a lot of shit. Like, that game, honestly, has potential. Like, it's not a terrible game, but it's not an amazing game either, but there's potential brooding beneath the surface of what ReCore is. And, like, the whole, like, idea of it, man, definitely I was like, dude, like, they actually got something here. It's just not executed that very good, but it's still, like, you know, kind of like when I look at Horizon, right? Like, a lot of people think that I hate Horizon Zero Dawn, and the thing is, I don't. In fact, I like Horizon Zero Dawn to the point where I can't wait to see what they bring to the sequel. It's just a game that I think that can be built on more at a bigger level. You know what I mean? As far as, like, everything from story to fucking everything else. You know what I mean? And I think ReCore is in the same kind of category. It's not a terrible game. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. Plus, the music in that game is fucking phenomenal, too. It's just the way that game launched before the definitive edition came out that fixed everything is what scared a lot of people away from that game and called it everything under the books. But it wasn't a terrible game at all, man. Like, it's very, like, to me, it's funny that we're so quick to jump on, like, and I don't blame people whatsoever, hell, because even I fucking have to, like, sometimes, like, do a roll check in my mind about some of these games that Microsoft is bringing out, but Like all the games that I played so far this generation, from like Zoo Tycoon to fucking Disneyland Adventures, even though that was a Kinect title from last gen that also got remastered, but then also got rid of the fucking the Kinect functionalities, man. Like a lot of these games are like, they're not terrible by any means. And I mean like terrible in the sense like it's not playable. Like these games are playable. You know what I mean? Like my whole dark theory about fucking Disneyland Adventures, man, would have never happened if I would have never actually played that game. And then when I actually did bring that up in an episode a long time ago that I did after I did play that game, a lot of people were just like, how the fuck did you come up with this theory? I was like, I don't know. I'm just weird that way, man. I have more of an open mind, man. But I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of these games, like, well, that too named Shadow 2 as well, because he was coming off the heels of Mighty Number 9 and how bad that game was too. So yeah. Or right before it came out. Yeah, I mean, it like, there's definitely is a lot of old school elements behind Recore, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on how you're going to utilize that to bring out those kind of fucking features, but I don't know, like, I think Recore has potential to stand on its own two legs. And I'd really like to see fucking Microsoft take that IP and, like, you know, make a series out of it, but I don't think that's ever going to happen, though, honestly. I don't see that happening at all. You know what I'm saying? I get that point. But I mean, like I said, like Quantum Break wasn't bad. Like I liked Quantum Break. You know, I liked even the actual little TV series that came along with it. I loved every fucking minute of that game. You know, and I liked the fact that it was even enhanced more for me because of that little TV series too as well. Because being able to see in video form of what the antagonists' plans are and what they're planning on doing from their perspective was kind of fascinating to see. And now I get it. I know a lot of people hated that shit. About that game and whatever the case may be, and that's fine. I can easily accept that. But for me personally, like that part, like that whole entire aspect of Quantum Break was a huge highlight for me that kept me immersed in with the actual gameplay itself. And plus, I mean, look, I don't sit there and I don't play like fucking games that fucking Remedy make to like take serious. All their games are like, I mean, maybe outside from Alan Wake, and that could be the very reason as to why I didn't really fuck with Alan Wake too much, man, is because I look at Remedy as one of those companies that slaps together an awesome idea, terribly execute it, but have mechanics in their game that are just fucking fun to abuse and fucking use on enemies and shit. Like all the way down to Max Payne. Like when you go back and you play Max Payne 1 and 2, not the third one, because the third one is dog shit as far as I'm concerned, but the first two games, when it had like that old comic book and like noir style vibe to it, right? You know what I mean? Like that was the game that I would say that obviously that was the game that put Remedy on the map, but at the same time, like the story was actually well written. You know, and like the dude that voice acted fucking Max Payne throughout for both two games, and like Mona and shit like that too as well. Like those games were fucking phenomenal from Remedy. But again, it had that Remedy's distinct style of gameplay, though. You know what I mean? And I think the same thing with Quantum Break, the exact same thing. I wasn't sitting there, like, looking at all the problems that everybody told me about Quantum Break, about the fake resolution and fucking whatever you want to call it, how the mechanics were shit, and I didn't care about any of that. Like, I was having so much fun fucking using my powers and trying to come up with different unique ways to, you know what I mean? Like, to combo, like, enemies with them and shit. And I had such a blast doing that. And Control is going to be the exact same way. Control is going to be the exact same way. Like, that's how I go into Remedy games, man. You know what I mean? From that perspective. And, like, okay, I know I'm not going to be getting a grand story here. I know I'm not going to be getting, you know, the greatest gameplay movement or gameplay mechanics, but they're mechanics they put in the game that like that they make as a main focus of like the actual character itself. That's where Remedy shines for me, and that's what makes Remedy Remedy. What's up, Dauntless? Yeah, like the added scenes for me was kind of cool, man. Like I said, like, but I mean, you gotta remember though too as well. Like, I grew up in that time period when you know games that had full motion video were popping at the time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean games that have that kind of like, even though there wasn't really any interaction outside from what you choose before the actual episode plays out, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess maybe I like that kind of stuff, man. Like, that's why when I hear people tell me, like, oh, fucking, all PlayStation games are nothing more than interactive movies. And I'm like, my God, you don't even know what an interactive movie actually is. You know what I mean? Like, I look at like games like Heavy Rain, Detroit, and whatever you want to call it, like, you know, fucking, like, if you ever go back and you look at the very first game that Quantic Dreams made, Omicron, and, like, compared to the stuff that you play now, like, it's night and fucking day. Like, Omicron was trying to be, like, 3 games in one. Like, a fighting game, an RPG, and fucking, and stealth, too, as well, all in one. Whereas, like, then you fast forward a couple years, boom, and then all of a sudden we got Indigo Prophecy, which was actually, like, you know, that's where, like, this new David Cage fucking trend came from, was with that game. I mean, fuck, the game opens up with David Cage talking to you in a video game character form, which is kind of weird. But telling you and making you understand how the game is, you know, like, based on your choices that you make and shit like that. And Indigo Prophecy was actually pretty good. Or Fahrenheit, however you, whatever region you fucking played it in, but... And then after that, it was Heavy Rain, and then fucking Beyond Two Souls, and then fucking Detroit. But, I don't know. I have Heavy Rain, and I've had it since my birthday this year, and I haven't even touched it yet. I started it, but I haven't really done anything with it. So I might have to go back and fucking revisit that game, man. Yeah, like I said, like, Quantic Dreams is a solid developer. It just really depends on what kind of story or what kind of fucking narrative David Cage is trying to tell you. But like I said, like, a lot of people that know Quantic Dreams probably have never ever touched Omicron. And like I said, if you go back, if you have a Dreamcast or you have a PC and you play that shit, like, you'll see what I mean. You're like, what the fuck? This is Quantic Dreams that made this shit? How the fuck? You know what I mean? Because everybody is so used to, like, dragging a cursor and clicking on this and, like, starting an event scene or something like that, or to add something to your fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. But here's the way I look at it, though. Like, games like when Indigo Prophecy came out, and I first played that, I played that on PC, and me and my buddy at the time, we actually went through the entirety of it. We fell in love with it, man. And that game, to me, felt like that evolution of the point-and-click genre. Even though the point-and-click genre is still going strong, mainly on PC, but there has been some decent games that came out on consoles, like Oxenfree, I guess, is considered to be in that category. After Party is going to be also in that category, too, as well. And, of course, with the remake of King's Quest there that Sierra did, fucking when they got bought up by Activision, which is a very underrated fucking game, by the way. And it's a real shame that a lot of people slept on that game, because King's Quest does live up to everything that I come to expect from Sierra and from a King's Quest adventure. And that, to me, is fucking consistency, my guy. But again, like, you know, like, outside of that, Sierra really hasn't done shit, because Activision won't let them do shit, or probably make nothing but crappy-ass mobile games. People don't realize, man, like that's a company, man, that I borderline worshipped back in the day, fucking on the PC front, dude, when they were coming out with so many fucking, like, Sierra was like the Naughty Dog of PC era. The way people treat Naughty Dog nowadays, like, that's what Sierra was back then. Like, Sierra was known by a lot of people. Like, if you had a PC and you gamed on PC, you motherfucker, you knew who the fuck Sierra Online was. And virtually almost every game that they made fucking was like a smash hit for them on the PC side of the world. And that was back in the day too as well, where games didn't require to sell fucking 3 million just to bring fucking profit back. You know what I mean? Which is why a lot of these developers struggle, man. Because, like, when you aim for such a bigger budget, which is what we all are basically wanting, I personally don't care how big the budget is. As long as your game is fun, I'll play it. You know what I mean? But, like, a lot of the times, too, as well, when these third-party AAA developers get so fucking greedy that, you know, it's like, hey, you know what? We put this much fucking money into our budget, now we're going to make gamers suffer for it because that's what you guys want us to do. You know what I mean? And truth be told, like, that's exactly what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? Like we want these big-ass budgets to become a big mandatory thing, especially going in the next generation, but if you're expecting to pay $60 and not anything more than that, just for the base game, yeah, you're gonna see some fuckery getting thrown into the mix of that shit. But I truly believe that people are not, like, they're ignoring what truly is the reason as to why these games come out the way that they are. And it's something that nobody ever wants to fucking accept. And that's the fact that, well, it's because we're demanding these games to be bigger budget. Bigger budget, the less content you're going to get. Now, when you have a minimum budget, fucking, the more freedom you have to take risks on shit. And, like, that's why I'm more attracted to indies and why I'm more attracted to budget and middle market. Because that's where I can guarantee to get stuff that actually does feel good. And it feels right. And I don't have to worry about microtransactions being an issue. And the DLC, I'll gladly chip in, man, just to keep my experience fucking going longer. But AAA? Nah, bro. Like, AAA, like, if you guys truly want to fucking talk about something that is fodder, look no more than what AAA are already doing to you guys right now. Like, that's, like, it's fucking sad, dude. It really is fucking sad. Yeah, but no way every fucking dollar gets spent wisely. Fucking many bottled. Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. But I'm saying, like, a lot of these devs, like, even sometimes, like, you can tell. Like, have you ever, like, fucking bought a game from a third-party AAA developer that when you pop it in and you're playing it, and it's like, really? This is supposed to be AAA? The fuck is going on here? Like, it literally, to me, it feels like that every time I boot up, like, so many fucking games that I have bought in the past from these AAA developers, man, that make me fucking scratch my head and say, people actually fucking like this? The fuck is wrong with people, man? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to me, man. It's like you'd be sitting there looking at the game, it's like, is this really a AAA budget game? Like, where the fuck is your content? You know what I mean? Like, nah, dude, it's a fucking joke, man. What's up, Shadow of the Ghost? How you doing, buddy? Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, like, every third-party fucking AAA developer is shit. No. Capcom is definitely turning things around for them. You know what I mean? Like, they did an amazing job with Monster Hunter World, DMC5, and fucking Resident Evil 2 Remake and shit. 7, I'm not even going to comment on that piece of shit. But despite all that, though, fucking, they still are fucking doing things right as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Square Enix has its moments, but I can see Square Enix scuttling off every once in a while. Like when they sat there and they shelved fucking Deus Ex for a shitty cash grab fucking Avengers game, man. Which, for the record, also looks like dog shit, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there. The Way of the Warrior, and made it actually good. Dude, I would be okay with that, dude. Like, I'm totally fine with shit like that. And, like, again, like I said, like, I only shit on third-party AAA developers, man, because look at how bad some of these developers fucking, and look at the shit that they're fucking doing to their games, man. And we should be happy with that? So you're okay dishing out $60, but you're happy waiting on the content that's going to be delivered to that game. Like I said, yeah, I'm guilty of doing that with No Man's Sky, and that's the only game that I will ever fucking buy fucking at $60 full price to do that. I'm not going through that shit again. Which is why I don't own Sea of Thieves, which is why I'm not going to fucking buy Anthem. None of that shit. But even outside of those couple of games that are like pretty much basically games as a service, fucking whatever you want to call it, like look at how many other games, like look at EA. EA has fucked up so many times this generation. Back when they launched the first fucking Battlefield game, it had barely any content. People bitched about that, but yet still supported it. Fucking, here we go with fucking Battlefield 2 with all the microtransaction bullshit that brought the government shit into the fucking goddamn mix of things. Thanks for that, EA. Like, doesn't matter, because people said the same shit last generation too. Oh, EA can learn from their mistakes. But yet they still fuck up every time. Activision putting more egregious loot boxes and microtransactions in behind every fucking Call of Duty game that's come out since Black Ops fucking 3, dude. Even in the goddamn fucking shit for fucking the Modern Warfare remastered. Like, that's crazy to me. But no, we can all accept that. We can all accept that. But Battletoads shouldn't be a AAA game, though. And if Sony were to make fucking Battletoads into a more dark and gritty game, Battletoads would suck dick. It would not look right. Because Battletoads is not placating on that. Because that's not the way Battletoads is meant to be designed. And that's not the way Battletoads is meant to be fucking looked like either. Because you gotta remember, when Battletoads first came out back on the NES and also in the arcades and shit, there was a cartoon show on, for fuck's sakes. That's the direction that Dallas Studios said in an interview that nobody fucking read that they wanted to go based on. They wanted to turn Battletoads into more of a cartoon show like the original was that Rare wanted to do back in the day. That's Battletoads! Not realistic shit. And besides, half the actual morphing would look so fucking stupid with the KI design. It would just still be the ram horn, the boots, and the fucking fist. That's it. But yet here in this fucking new game that we're getting, everybody shits on the art style, which I really don't quite understand as to why. Yeah, it is slow as shit. I do agree with you on that. And I even tweeted fucking Dallas to see if they can actually increase the actual fucking speed of the gameplay a little bit more fucking faster. But at least they have more room to improvise when it comes to actually do it. Body morphs. Because that shit looks more better from that art style perspective. Putting the KI engine in there and taking the actual fucking all three of them from KI's design and making it a Battletoads like that, that game would be a fucking disgrace to Battletoads, man. No, I said Battlefield, that's not what I meant. Yeah, Final Fantasy fucking 15 is another prime example of that. I mean, I bought it fucking when it was on sale for $60 with everything. I bought it. I played through it. I played through all the DLCs, except for the one that I truly wanted, which that one, ironically, I can't fucking play because I have to pay for it. The only thing that I liked about fucking 15 was the antagonist. That was it. Final Fantasy VII Remake, fucking, I mean, look, I'm happy they made it because people ask for it. You know, a lot of diehard Final Fantasy fucking 7 geeks out there that want it. That's fine. And now that the developer came out and said that, oh yeah, we still have potential to make a fucking remake based on 8, okay then. Then I have a reason to be excited then. Because I when I played 7, I like 7, don't get me wrong. 7 is not a bad game. I do talk a lot of shit about it, though, because, I mean, what's more satisfying than pissing off Final Fantasy fanboys? But 7 to me was just fucking overrated as shit, my guy. Like, maybe if that was my very first experience with Final Fantasy, maybe my perspective would be different. But after coming off the heels of playing fucking Final Fantasy fucking 2, aka 4, or 3, aka 6, I'm sorry, dude, man, but fucking 8 is a better game for me just because of everything around it. It's fucking music is better, characters are better, fucking the gameplay is better. But on top of that too as well, if I really wanted to sit there and say that Final Fantasy VII was the best Final Fantasy game ever made, I can't say that. Because 6 takes the reign on that one for me. And let's be honest, a lot of people never fucked with Final Fantasy until 7 came out. And that's the reason why 7 is such a big fucking hit. You ever notice that though? Nobody ever actually realizes that trend that happened that generation. that as soon as these games went into like this 3D transformation, that's when these franchises fucking skyrocketed. It happened with Mario 64. It happened with Ocarina of Time. It happened with Final Fantasy. Like, it's crazy to me, man. Yo, time goes by fast, Beeves. Time goes by super fucking fast, my guy, man. Way too fast for that matter. They chose the wrong game to be Final Fantasy VII. They should have stuck with Xenogears, which was originally supposed to be fucking Final Fantasy VII. Well, there you go. Yeah, and again, I'm not saying that these games are bad. Like, Ocarina of Time is classic as shit, even though it's not my preferred loved Castlevania. Wow. Ocarina of Time, sorry, Zelda-wise, it's not my favorite Zelda game I ever played. Link to the Past will always take the fucking throne. When anybody asks me what my favorite Zelda game is, it's always going to be Link to the Past. Link to the Past was almost downright perfection as far as a Zelda game goes. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of similar to like when Castlevania went from like the standard, fucking health bar and shit like that, whatever the case may be, to what they did with fucking made it into a Metroidvania game like fucking Symphony of the Night. Like, yo. There's a reason why I hold Symphony of the Night to a very, very high pedestal, and why to this day, Bloodstained is still my game of the generation, or my game of the year this year. Like, I'm sorry, dude, but I don't care fucking whatever wins game of the year this year. I don't give a fuck. Bloodstained will always be my 2019 game of the year. But here's the funny thing, though. I'm not even that big of a fucking fan, man, of a lot of Nintendo IPs. Same with Xbox and same with Sony. That's the thing that blows people's minds, man. It's like, yo, how can you not be a fan of this? How can you not be a fan of that? Simple. I just don't care. Like, okay, the last Mario game that I beat was Mario 3D World on the fucking Wii U. And I love that game. I thought the game was great. I loved the actual course designs in that game. I thought it was a phenomenal game. The last game I beat from Mario at all was Super Mario World on the SNES. Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time. No, Wind Waker was the last Zelda game that I beat. Fuck Twilight Princess. I thought Twilight Princess was dog shit. And I'm sorry if you guys like that game. But I don't like the way that game looks. Skyward Sword, won't touch it. I don't like motion controls behind my Zelda game. I think it's fucking garbage. Fuck out of here. And Breath of the Wild looks like fucking Skyrim with a cell shaded effect to it. Just better in a way. But that's not saying much. Like me, like back in the day when I first played the PS1 for the first time, Crash Bandicoot was one of the first games I played via demo. Remember those PlayStation demo discs? Remember that shit? Classic, right? That was the first time when I got to play Tomb Raider and Crash Bandicoot. And I always looked at Crash as being like the first mascot for fucking Sony. Right? And then PS2 came around and Crash Bandicoot disappeared and became Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter. Those two characters became fucking... And Sly Cooper. Became the three mascots for the PS2 era. PS3 came around, it was Nathan Drake. Well, I would also say Kratos 2 as well during the PS2, but Nathan Drake fucking was definitely in the PS3 era, and same with Joel and fucking Ellie for fucking Last of Us. This generation, it's now Kratos, fucking Joel and Ellie, and now fucking also with Nathan Drake too as well. But now you also got Aloy into the mix of things now, and whatever the case may be. But like I said, I never liked God of War. Although you would think that I would be into a franchise like that because it's a good hack and slash game, and it is. It is. Just for some reason, though, man, I just didn't fuck with the character Kratos. I didn't like him. Until I played the 2018 one. That actually was a character that I actually gave a fuck about then. Sly Cooper, I only ever played a couple of the games. You gotta remember, the PS2 is the weakest library. That's why I don't talk about the PS2 all that very often on my show. Because I didn't have a longevity of fucking playing a lot of shit on that console. Because when I had it and it fucking died on me, I switched over to Xbox. And I only had that system because I bought it used and I only kept it for like 4 months before it died. And the games that I fucking remember, like crystal fucking clear, man, was the Dynasty Warrior games that I played on there. 4 and 5 and XL fucking 2 and shit. But I missed out on a lot of shit for the PS2. But regardless of all that, though, I still truly believe that I think that, everyone's different. Everyone's going to have their own unique taste. Mine just happened to be fucking extremely unique and different to a lot of other people. But it is nice that when I do meet people, say like fucking like Snow Bunny, for example, that actually are willing to go out of their way to try out new shit, even though it's for one specific console and that being her preference of choice, and that's the Switch. At least she still is playing other shit. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I don't know. I just feel that I think like a lot of people will never understand fucking. Well, I mean, let's be honest. Nobody will ever understand like the choices that I make as far as games that I play, and that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. That doesn't bother me. Like you making fun of me for certain games that I play, fucking that doesn't irritate me in the slightest. But it does bother me though when I see people like ridicule something that they never heard of. That's what pisses me off. So I know I get it that a lot of people don't like strategy games and stuff like that, and that's fine. But I've seen people literally look at one screenshot and think that it's like one of the worst games that fucking was ever made, and it's like, how would you know if you never played it? That's why I tell people all the time. It's like you may think you know what trash is, but until you play fucking Black Tiger, you will truly never understand what what trash truly actually is in the video game side of the perspective, man. If you really want to know what that is, play Black Tiger, and you'll begin to understand what trash really fucking is. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, Ice Queen likes fucking Destiny. I don't. I'm not going to ridicule her fucking for it. I'm not going to make fun of her for it. I'll make fun of the game itself, but I'm not going to make fun of her directly because she's playing it. Like, I don't do that kind of shit. Unless I'm doing it in a joking way, like the way I do it to other Beavis or fucking whatever the case may be, right? You should make a game Black Toad Fatal. I should. Yo, how long have I been going for now? Ooh, perfect timing. I'll have this smoke and line this up, man. I'll take myself a little nap, and then when I wake up, I'll fucking go to the grocery store, pick up a couple things, and then fucking chill out for the rest of the night, man. Well, that's one thing too. But the thing of it is, though, Beavis, man, like I think there's a lot of people out there that can't control their own emotions, man. Like I truly believe that. I think there's a lot of people out there that have their mindset so fixated on something that they like and they love so much and cherish it so much that like they have to literally defend it. And if somebody makes fun of it, even from a joking standpoint, because I do that shit all the time. I'll fucking talk a lot of shit, but I don't mean anything about it unless I know that the game is 100% shit. You know what I mean? Like Anthem, for example. You know what I mean? Like, I do that shit to piss off fucking Jemiah, but I always know deep down inside that Anthem will always be a shitty fucking goddamn fucking looter shooter, man. But the thing of it is, and that's fine by me, but I think a lot of people, when they play a lot of these games, they take it to heart. I mean, Beavis, for fuck's sakes, dude, you were there the entire fucking charade that I got with fucking No Man's Sky when that game came out back in 2016. You were fucking present and accountable for it, man. I'm pretty sure you were. But goddamn, I got fucking ridiculed every fucking day when I talked about that game when it launched. And yet, here I am to this day, 2019, and I'm still fucking playing that shit. Everyone likes what games they like. Just some people like trash. And it's not even that the fact that the people like trash. It's like when you define something as trash, you're only looking at it from your perspective, right? But you're going based on a perspective of a game that you would probably never ever touch in your life. So how can a game be trash if you're not even willing to give it a chance? So if you're calling a game trash based on what you prefer, as far as your preference goes in gaming, that's a fucked up way of looking at shit. At least as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, see, the thing is, with Kingdom Come Deliverance there, Dauntless, dude, man, a lot of fucking console gamers, dude, are not going to fuck with that game. Due to the fact on its complexity and how complicated that game is to play. In fact, I've seen people say that the gameplay and the combat in Kingdom Come Deliverance is broken as fuck when it's actually not. It's because they don't understand how the sword play structure is designed in that game. Yeah. Like, you were there, you gave the criticism too as well and shit like that, man. But, like I said, like, you know, I respected devs for not taking the money and run and fucking actually making it better and apologizing to me through the actual updates that I received. And now, when you pop the game in now, it is so vastly different to what it was at launch. It's like a fucking massive relaunch. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, it's nowhere near like it. Yeah, no. A lot of its fucking problems were fixed, man. Because they didn't get it. A lot of people that got themselves into the hype factor of No Man's Sky, believing that it was multiplayer attached to it, didn't really know what kind of game it was. Nobody knew what the fuck kind of game it was. It was just a fucking universe for you to explore. That was like the way fucking Sean Murray summed it up and the way everybody else talked about it. But the thing of it is, like, the diehard fucking fan base that's behind this game, including myself, is one of the best gaming communities, man, that I ever have been part of. Every person who I met that played No Man's Sky is some of the nicest people I've actually met online. Like, down to earth, they're respectable, they help you. All that shit. It's fucking crazy, man. See, when you got somebody like fucking Corey Borlaug recommending Kingdom Come Deliverance, dude, man, yeah, no. That's what I mean. Kingdom Come Deliverance is such a great fucking game, but it's like a throwback to like those RPGs, man, where like complexity was more... is what it made the game play better, if that makes sense. More realistic fucking aspects to it, too. Fucking, that game was beautiful, man. I love that game. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that there, which is another reason why I'll never, ever actually fucking make fun of it, fucking, if you playing that. I did that one time from a joking standpoint, but then that's when you let me know about your late husband. And that's why I felt like shit afterwards. But you get the idea. Yeah, man. Like every time when I see people make fun of me about me, you know, going through my little fucking aspects about why I like CFDs, man. It's not the fact that like the only reason why I ever actually came out and said that I was in denial about it, dude, man, so I can get you guys to back the fuck off and leave me the hell alone. That's the only reason why, because you guys would have killed me for playing that shit way too much, way too much. And I was like, you know what, dude, man, I'm just gonna tell people that. I said, yeah, you guys were right. You guys win. But do I like Sea of Thieves? Yeah, the idea behind the game is awesome. It just sucks the way that it launched, yeah, and it still has its problems, but I fucking far from hate fucking Sea of Thieves, man. Excuse me, moi. Oh, is that the post where he's actually recommending it there, Beavis? Let me see this here. Yeah, see? Wow. So even fucking PlayStation devs have better taste than PlayStation gamers itself. God damn, you shouldn't have showed me that now, Beavis. Fuck. God damn it. Holy fuck. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, and that's the thing, like, yeah, I'm not going to be sad by it, man, because Skull and Bones is based on combat and combat only. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas Sea of Thieves is strictly, and the combat in Sea of Thieves is not terrible by any means. Like, do you have any idea how fucking satisfying it is to shoot cannons in another boat? You know what I mean? Like, that shit is so satisfying, dude. All Skull and Bones is going to be is Assassin's Creed fucking boat combat, dude. That's it. With microtransactions smacked behind it. But whatever, man. I'm getting the fuck out of here, guys. I want to thank y'all for stopping by again, dude. Just chilling for a bit, dude. I was just trying to kill some time, dude, man. Because now I'm going to go and have myself a nappy nap. But anyways, love y'all to death. And I will see you guys here fucking on the next episode of wherever the fuck I decide to make. Y'all have a good one now. I'm out of here. Love, peace, chicken grease.